Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. Is the sound okay? I don't want you guys to have to listen to me sound like I'm in a jar again. That was catastrophic for me. Can you guys hear me okay? Somebody let me know. Maybe you can't hear me. I hope you can hear me though. Hi, Chris. Thank you for coming in. Okay, great, Far. One night I sounded like I was in a jar trying to find my way out. Hey, Blake, I'm so happy to see you. It's been a while. Okay, let me go ahead and start at the top and greet chat. Then we'll go ahead and get started. We have Far, of course. Thank you for coming in, Far. You're always so loyal. I appreciate you so much. We have Lucy Goosey. We have Lily. Hi, Lily. We have Remembering. Hi, Remembering. Lazy Bunny. Bunny, you better get up and do something. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Be lazy. I don't care. We have Justice for Conrad. I'm so happy to see you in here. I hope that tonight you can find a little bit of relaxation, even though it is crime, but still. See Paula. Hi, Paula. I love your new shirt. I saw it on Facebook. You look so good in it. Um, I said hi to Lake. I'm super excited to see you, Lake. Oh, there's my Walmart buddy. Hey, patriotism. I hope you are not lost at Walmart parking lot. If you are, just I don't know. Um, keep looking for your car. I said hi to Lake. Okay, I think that's everybody. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for sharing. I do appreciate it. All right, guys. So what tonight is? It won't be a long live, but these are cold cases that need spoken of. Now we have saw a couple of these that Klein has put out. Now that is Missing Black People: The Forgotten. If you are not familiar with his channel, please, and I'll look for that. Guys, don't let me forget. And you're still lost, Patriot. Oh, just try to think back to where you started. I stay lost. But Klein has an awesome channel, Missing Black People: The Forgotten. And guys, don't let me forget. I will definitely share that link. But right now we're going to go ahead and get started. And the first story that we're going to talk about is the murder of the Sumter siblings. Now, Kenneth Perry was found guilty in the murder death of siblings John and Pamela Sumter, who was found dead in DeKalb County apartment in the night of July 15th, 1990. Now, police claim John was killed that night. They say Pamela was sexually assaulted and stabbed, but escaped Perry's grasp just in time to call police before she died weeks later. Now, DeKalb County Police Department kept her rape kit. However, they never found whose DNA were on those samples, causing this case to go cold. Oh, Patriot, I'm so glad you like the bird show. Yeah, it Klein is a good guy, Chris. I totally agree. Yeah, I will. I forgot. I do need to announce that channel. I don't. I forget about it because I kind of don't want to promote that on here. But it is a good way to relax. And if you have to take a mental break, which we all do at some point, then it is relaxing. But I find comfort in nature. That's not meaning that you will. You may not. Okay, so where I was at. Kenneth Perry was found guilty in the murder death of siblings John and Pamela Sumter, who were found dead in DeKalb County in their apartment the night of July 15th, 1990. Police claimed that John was killed that night, and they said Pamela had been sexually assaulted and stabbed. They had a DNA kit, but they never figured out, or they did the rape kit, but they never figured out whose DNA were on those samples. However, in 2024, in the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, they had sent the DNA to be tested again with genetic genealogy, finding a match to Perry, who was subsequently arrested for the crime. Per the Atlanta Journal Constitution, he was found guilty just a county over from where the tragedy occurred. Perry was found guilty of their murders on March 11th. Let me check chat real quick. Oh, Klein, or I'm sorry, Patriot. He's always lost. Me and Patriot are always lost in Walmart parking lots. You can't pay any attention to us. We're just always roaming around the parking lot. But there is a little bit more to this. So when I do go through this, because I am reading off of like an article that I'd found, which is in the description, and it's called The Roots. I believe it's The Roots. It might just be Roots. It's The Root, Black News, Opinions, Politics, and Culture. And that's where I'm actually reading this from. They do give me a few little links that I can click on. I'm kind of scared to do some of these because I don't know what's going to pop up. But since we already got this one up, let me go ahead and see if I can see if there's anything else on those DNA samples. Because sure, sometimes they will give us. Okay. No. Actually, I don't think they did. Nope. All this is going to do is take us to politics, and we are not going there. Okay, so we'll go ahead to the next. And like I said, this won't be long. And Far's laughing at Patriot. Yeah, I found a used piece of double bubble. Patriot. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, a guy's got to do what a guy's got to do, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So our next one, and some of these will give us like more information, but I kind of, these cases have, no one speaks of them. I mean, I want to say no one, but in all actuality, Klein does speak a lot about them. So this next one, and make sure that you guys can, okay, you can see her picture well. I don't want to miss anyone. Tell me how it tastes, Adrian. Chris, you gonna try that double chewed, double mint gum? Oh Lord. Says possible serial killer victim identified. In June 2006, the body of a black woman between the age of 20 and 30 years old was found in an abandoned home. Per the Detroit Police Department, she was an estimated 5 feet in height. Authorities determined she died prior days prior to when her body was found. Sorry, I don't stutterbox tonight, and her death has been ruled a homicide. Now, Ortham Incorporated says in a statement, now we will go back to that as soon as I finish this little article about her. Over the next 5 years, a forensic composite produced the National Missing and Identified Persons System, displaying how the woman might have looked while alive when published. Now, Ortham states it wasn't until 2022 that the DPD joined forces with Ortham to attempt DNA testing combined with forensic genetic genealogy. If Lisa Joe's listening, she is laughing at me right now. I cannot say any of her work stuff. Luckily, a DNA profile was developed, and researchers used that to help the police track down any of the potential family members, anybody in the family, to her. This research company said investigators were then finally able to rename Jane Doe as Darlene Washington, a woman born in June of 1959. Aw. At least she did get her name back. So I thank God for that. Well, thank you, Patriot. I appreciate that. I'm hoping that yeah, me too, Chris. So throughout follow-up investigations, authorities said that Washington's family believed one of their relatives was killed by a serial killer, but they could never locate her body. Now, Ortham states that Washington was most likely the victim of Detroit-based serial killer Shelley Brooks, who is alleged to have confessed to her murder. Oh no. So that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, it says determined she died days prior. I kind of want to click that and see if they put anything out, which I know I can't really show because sometimes the stuff comes up here. That is not what I was looking for. So I got to be real careful. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So it says decades old cold case reveals Georgia woman concealed her friend's. Oh, wait a minute. That is not it. Okay. They have lots and lots on there, so I don't want to get too confused. Sorry, guys. I think I just confused myself and everyone in chat. Okay, let me catch up with chat real quick. She did get her name back, and that is so important. Like people, and she's never spoken of. Have you ever heard her name before? I hadn't. I had never. And I was like, I've got to talk about people that just because they're gone off this earth, that doesn't mean that there's not family that miss them and love them. And I definitely would want to be identified. And I thank God that she actually got her name back. And now that they know who she is, maybe there's family that can grieve her, you know? It's very, very sad. Very sad. Okay, the next one. Now this one's this is another one. This is a slain Georgia couple. Oh, I had something bad pop up here. See, sometimes when you're reading articles, it's really hard. This is why I don't show you guys as I come through here, because sometimes some wild stuff pops up here. Slain Georgia couple. I do want to make sure again that sound is okay and that you guys can see this, because last time, like I said, that was horrible. And you guys sat through a whole hour, didn't even complain. You guys are so good to me, because I would have been like, hey, lady, you sound like you're talking out of a jar. But you guys didn't. I'll give you that. You were very kind about it. Now, Harold and Thelma Swain were fatally shot during Bible study. Oh my God. That is That's horrible. Harold and Thelma Swain were fatally shot during Bible study at Rising Daughter Baptist Church in Southeast Georgia back in 1985. Now, according to authorities, excuse me, The Brunswick Judicial Circuit said that two of them were killed after Harold got into an argument with a suspect inside the church's vestibule. The investigation into the murders went cold. Oh, hold on just a second. My grandson's just in here. Let me pause. Let me mute just for a second, guys. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I know he comes in here so cute, and you can hear my door kind of like creak. He'll come in like creaking, like he's super quiet, and the door is making this creaky sound. I'm like, yes. Sorry about that, guys. I'll continue. I apologize. Okay. So Harold and Thelma Swain were fatally shot during Bible study at the Rising Daughter Baptist Church in Southeast Georgia back in 1985. Now, according to authorities, the Brunswick Judicial Circuit said the two were killed after Harold had gotten into an argument with the suspect inside that church's vestibule. The investigation into the murders went cold as the suspect was able to escape. However, in 1998, police reopened the case and identified Dennis Perry as the potential suspect, according to the Georgia Innocence Project. Now, Perry had been convicted for murders in 2000, but was later exonerated after it was discovered that he was tried based on circumstantial evidence. Sorry, guys, my glasses are. I got new glasses, so bear with me here. The case then went cold once again. Then in 2024, another trip, then in 2024, following another trip, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation announced that they had arrested a new suspect, Eric Christensen Spar. According to WJXT, the investigation found Spar, who is alleged to be a white supremacist, fabricated his alibi the night of the incident and was alleged to have bragged that he had killed two, not even saying it. Oh my goodness, now I'm furious. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, the now 61-year-old Georgia suspect is facing charges of murder and aggravated assault. I'm going to check with chat. We can dig into this a little bit more, or we can just move on to the next because this one's probably going to make everyone in here pissed. It's already got me going. All right. I was kind of waiting on you guys to have some kind of comment, something to say. What you got to say? What do you think so far? I mean, these two were just slain for absolutely no reason. They were at Bible study. This is horrifying. In my eyes, this right here this is death penalty stuff. No one should ever get away with this, no matter what color. You know, look into it more. Okay, I'll do it. That's what we'll do then. Here we go. Buckle up, guys, because I don't know what all is going to come up, but we're going to work with it in here. This is the Innocence Project, but I don't know if it's gonna. Yep, here we go. All right, so Camden County, Georgia, March 11th, 1985. Yes, it's senseless far. There is absolutely no reason for that. Do they have an ear doctor in Walmart? I guess I'm lost again. Maybe. Just start asking people. Oh, Patriot, what am I going to do with you? So in the spring of 1985, a double murder occurred at the Rising Daughter Baptist Church in the tiny southeast town of Waverly, Georgia. A white man entered the church and shot the black deacon and his wife. At the crime scene, inches from the deacon's body, were shell casings, lay a pair of glasses that did not belong to anyone in that church that night. Several women were in the adjacent room and all gave wildly different descriptions of this perpetrator. Though it seems only one had spoken with him or seen his face clearly. 4 different pictures of this shooter were made to 4 different women. All 4 were combined into one single composite. Police received hundreds of tips about this case, but and this was in 1988. One anonymous tipster noted Perry's resemblance to the sketch. See, guys, it can be the one little tip, one that can solve a case. Isn't that amazing? Just one itty bitty tip. Now, investigators cleared Dennis Perry in 1988 as a possible suspect. They determined that Perry had a solid alibi. He was at work hundreds of miles away the day of the shooting and could not have been in Waverly when the crime was committed. They also had showed the woman at the church who had spoke with the shooter. She had actually picked him out of a lineup that included Perry, but she didn't identify him. Finally, Perry did not wear glasses. Those were not his found at the scene of the crime. Now, 15 years later, after an exhaustive investigation, the GBI and the Camden County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff William Smith, offered $40,000 of seized drug related civil forfeiture money to a friend and former sheriff's deputy to solve the murders. Say what? Let me read that again. Around 15 years later, after an exhaustive investigation by the GBI and the Camden County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff William Smith offered $40,000 of seized drug related civil forfeiture money to a friend and former sheriff deputy to solve the murders. Okay. Why? I'll move on. Within a week, the deputy had determined that Dennis Perry was the lead suspect. Well, I guess he did. Oh my goodness. Almost entirely due to this information generated by a single informant who was seeking a $25,000 reward. I don't know where this is going, but it doesn't look good, does it, guys? They incentivized witnesses, provided just a purported motive for these murders. Now, she also visited two of the women who'd been present in that church and had suggested to them that Perry was responsible for the murder. At trial, one of those women testified that Perry looked exactly like the shooter, but when she was shown a photograph of an alternative suspect, she thought he looked exactly like the shooter. Oh no. So now what do we? Now imagine yourself as these investigators. They're like, wait a minute, we have the guy, we don't have the guy. She identified him. No, she didn't. This has to be for these detectives. I bet this was like a circle of wow. What the heck do we do here? I can't imagine this. It's crazy. So the other women who had previously failed to identify Perry in the photo lineup in 1988 testified that Perry looked just like the shooter, but she couldn't be sure. Oh my goodness. The reward sought for the informant who showed this woman's Perry's photograph was never disclosed to Perry's defense team. Well, we probably know why. I'm just going to be real here and say there's a $40,000 cap on something. So that's this is all allegedly, and in my opinion, but something smells a little dirty here. Let me come over and check because I know Far's probably losing it too. Yep. Yeah, I wonder if DNA was taken from glasses or if they still have glasses. I don't know. I think we're fixing to find out. What I do is I don't even read these first. These catch my eye, and then my reaction is your reaction, so that I don't, when I come out here, how I react is my natural reaction because I can't stand going to a preview like a channel where they have everything planned and they already know that. No, I don't want to know unless I'm researching a case. But stuff like this, I want to have my reaction with you because I want your reaction. You may be able to change my mind. I might be able to change your mind. It just, to me, it makes it more interesting. But we're fixing to find out. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I've lost my place. What did I do? Okay. Now, the incentivized witness provided a purported motive for the murders. Oh, we went through that one. Perry was arrested in 2000. He was interrogated without counsel, and his statements were not recorded. Wow. He repeatedly told law enforcement that he did not know anything about these murders, and then made the mistake of engaging in a hypothetical conversation with officers. It's what they do. Telling them that he would undo the murders if he could, and speculating with how and why the murders may have occurred. But when officers asked Perry where he stashed the gun, he told them they were putting words in his mouth. At trial, two officers testified about Perry's hypothetical statements and called them a confession. The deputy who was paid to solve the case, however, also testified that Perry had said that he was at the church the night of those murders. This is looking like a setup. This is looking like I'll pay you this money to make this go away. And I know Barb isn't in here, but it's too bad in Barb's situation, there wasn't somebody saying, hey, here's some money, go solve this. And that is so illegal in itself. But if you're going to do it, you're just going to pick a guy and say, yep, that one. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. Yeah, it's drawn. Yeah, reward money does draw out, but not if the people are just making up stuff because they're in power and they can solve the case by pointing. You can plant anything. 40 grand. You don't know what this means, Yeah, it's like this is shady. You don't pay an officer $40,000 to solve a case. That's not how it works. State pays you. What the heck? That alone is red flaggy to me, like major red flags. This whoever's paying him needs to look at, and the fact that he took the money is he needs looked at for that. You can't solve a case without what? Some kind of bribe? What are we doing here? So Perry was convicted in 2003. At trial, the jury did not see Perry's time cards that would have provided an alibi that would have cleared him in 1988 because his employer had closed down, the records were gone. Now, after his conviction, the state's informant was paid $12,000, which was also never disclosed. Okay, let me tell you something. The fact that an informant was paid $12,000 is a huge, huge red flag to me. How many informants have you ever come across that had $12,000? And what wouldn't an informant not be getting any kind of money? Because usually an informant's trying to get their own rear end out of trouble. Where's this $12,000 coming from? The 40,000 to solve the case? Or am I just reading this wrong? Guys, tell me how you feel because I could be looking into this completely different. But when they start putting out numbers like $40,000 of seized drug related money, a $25,000 reward, now we got $12,000 for an informant. What? So we're paying informants. Where do we sign up for that? Because, I mean, if you think about it, every law enforcement officer has to be some kind of informant. So this doesn't make sense. None of this. Now, mind you, this is the 80s, and I get it. I completely get that. But even in the 80s, it wasn't okay to pay somebody to solve a case and then take that money out of some. Oh my, I just won't get into it. It's just so much. After the jury found Perry guilty, the prosecutor agreed not to ask for the death penalty in exchange for Perry giving up his right to appeal. Perry was sentenced to 2 consecutive sentences. Oh boy. And let me show you. Let me see if I can somehow get this. I'm going to try to save this. I hate it when I have to try to save it for one way, but I want to show you this picture. This is the most horrifying, saddest thing to me that this family, I'm sorry, this family was slain because of their color. There's no other way that I can say it. And that this is the guy. How sad is that? That's just not okay. Absolutely. Ugh, not okay. And God love them. Look, they were just a church doing their church thing. I mean, the sense. Okay, let me check with chat because I can see it over there. I'm trying to keep. I do have like a little small phone right here, so I can try to keep up with chat when I'm reading. So bear with me if I get your comments late. The senseless unaliving of a couple in a church. It is, Chris, but when you also add on that this was a white supremacist that did this makes this beyond just a couple in a church losing their life. This also adds evil taking away in God's home, and they did this over color. What the hell? There's a spot. Speaking of hell, there's a special place there for people for him. So you don't pay. Exactly. You know who pays cops to solve crime? Taxpayers. Other cops don't pay other cops to do their job for them. Here's 40 grand, solve the crime. Well, then automatically he solves the crime because he's got money and I'll point a finger. Let's do it. Let's just blame this guy. It's very, very sad. You know, this one's kind of threw me off. I didn't even expect that, to be completely honest with you, because like I said, I'm getting reactions with you guys, but there is something else. Now, I'm sorry if this is so loud, guys. Is it too loud? I'm still working on this mic stuff, and this little boom deal that everyone has is so overrated because if you hit it, it's crazy loud. So what I found now, and I didn't really think that, but it says DNA exonerates Georgia man who had waived his appeals to avoid wrongful conviction. Good. When Dennis Perry stood with his defense team on the steps of the Brunswick, Georgia courthouse, after a trial judge dismissed all charges against him, he was a free man, exonerated on the racially motivated murders of a deacon and his wife in a local black church in 1985. His case was one of at least 4 death penalty prosecutors involving misconduct by the Brunswick Judicial Circuit Assistant District Attorney John B. Johnson III. And it wasn't the latest of more than 30 exonerations across this country since January 2019. in which police or prosecutors sought the death penalty against innocent defendants or threatened defendants, or even witnesses with the death penalty unless they falsely confessed and provided a false testimony against others. Wow. Oh my goodness. That is that's crazy. This is nuts. An Atlanta Journal Constitution investigation in 2020 showed that Eric Spare, an alleged white supremacist who was an early suspect in the case, had fabricated his alibi and had reportedly bragged that he had killed two, and I'm not saying that word, new DNA testing obtained by Perry's lawyers from the Georgia Innocence Project and the law firm King and Spalding links Spar to blonde hairs found in the frames of a pair of glasses found at the scene of the murder. There you go, Far. Perry's lawyers also showed that Johnson had withheld evidence from the defense that key prosecutors had claimed and heard that Perry's plan was already made, that the murderers had been paid $12,000 in reward money for her testimony. Oh my goodness. Hey JP, thank you for coming in. I'm so happy to see you tonight. Even after the DNA evidence pointed to Spar, former DA Jackie Johnson, whom Higgins defeated in the wake of her mishandling of this investigation into the murder of African American jogger Ahmaud Arbery, the white police officer and his son opposed granting Perry a new trial and sought to keep him in prison. Of course they did. The court overturned Perry's conviction on July 17, 2020, and released him on his own I always say this wrong, recognizance July 23rd, but the prospects of being retired hung over his head until the charges were dismissed. Like, really, did he retried? He knew that no matter what, he was really thought he's just going to get retried, you know? Aw. Hey, oddities and oddities of noodles. JP just comes in with all this oddities and hi to you, and he doesn't want to say hi to everybody. He just wants to say, hey, I'm here. Hi, hello. I don't blame you. Sometimes it's hard to go into chats when you just don't feel like saying hi to absolutely everyone. I understand. Now, it took a long time, but they never gave up. Perry said that, in a statement released by the Georgia Innocence Project, thanking his counsel, Perry said, I knew that eventually someone else would see the truth. The indictment has been hanging over my head for 20 years. It's such a relief to finally not have to worry about being accused of this awful thing. Now, the Swains were murdered on March 11th, 1985, when an assailant described as a young, we already went through all of that. So they're just going to kind of go through what we went through. Okay. So I'll take that one back over there, and then we'll come back to where we were. This next one is a friend's betrayal. Like, we all haven't had that happen in our life, right? This one's an ultimate friend betrayal, for sure. So back in December of 2007, the partial remains of an unidentified woman's body were discovered inside a burning bag left on the side of the road in Hogansville, Georgia. It wasn't until 2023 when authorities were able to identify her as 24-year-old Nicole Alston of New York through a DNA match, according to the Troup County Sheriff's Office. Now, Alston's family said the last time they heard from her was around Thanksgiving of that year, after she had moved to Atlanta with her friend. Angel Marie Thompson. Thompson wasn't considered a suspect in Alton's death. However, police did accuse her of failing to report Alton missing after plotting to use her identity to gain access to her Social Security benefits, food stamps allotments, and her Section 8 housing benefits. Police say by the time she hung up with this scheme, she had allocated nearly $200,000 in Alston's benefits. Now, authorities arrested Thompson and charged her with concealing Nicole Alston's death. However, this investigation into her murder continues as police still have not been able to identify a suspect. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Like, how? Oh, it said, hello, am I in? Yes, hello, JP. Yes, you're in the chat. You in the chat? Yes, JP, you are in the chat. Nope, it's just this one. I promise. I only did this one tonight. I was complicating myself and everybody with the two. So it's just one tonight. He comes in, hello. But yes, I mean, if you look at her face, even, I mean, And look how young. And this was her friend. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit on this Troup County Sheriff's Office and see what they had put out about her, which may be nothing, but we're going to try. Okay, they did. Okay. So what they did is they put this out. Troup County Sheriff's Office, new release. This was September 3rd, 2024. Arrest made in connection with 2007 cold case murder, 9/3/2024. On the morning of December 6, 2007, deputies with Troup County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to the corner of Whitfield Road and Snitcher Road and regarding a suspicious black bag that appeared to be burning. When they arrived on scene, they discovered what appeared to be human remains that had been dumped in that location, and a bag was smoldering. The remains were partial and, like, the hands, feet, head were missing. Trigger warning, guys. I get it. In early 2023, after a review of cold cases, this case, along with DNA, was sent to the Innovative Forensic Investigations, Emporia, Virginia, and Gene by Gene Laboratories in Houston, Texas. Now, that was for a DNA analysis and genealogy forensics. I know it. Genetic genealogy. I'm glad Lisa Jo's not in here. Oh, she would have me. Those results were then sent to the GBI Crime Lab for comparison. On December 13th, 2023, our office received word that a positive DNA match was made for the identity that was of Nicole Alston, and last known residence was Manhattan, New York. She was only 24 years of age at that time. The investigation continued through contact with her family, and it was learned that Nicole Alston had left New York with her friend Angel Marie Thompson to live in Atlanta. Well, that's where she pops up. So at that time, Thompson was wanted in New York for theft and identity fraud. The family had last heard from Nicole around Thanksgiving of 2007. In August of this year, investigator Clay Bryant determined that after the discovery of the remains of Nicole, Angel Thompson began identifying herself as Alston and collecting Alston's SSI benefits, food stamp allotment, acquiring her Section 8 housing, as well as Nicole just being who she tried to just be her completely for a period of 8 years. In 2015, Social Security Administration contacted Alston Thompson to come in to requalify for benefits, in which that time Thompson resumes her original identity. She's not about to do that. The estimated value of this fraud is approximately $200,000, and this is being investigated by additional agencies in Georgia. Angel Marie Thompson was arrested August 19th and charged with concealing the death of Nicole Alston. All this time, it has not been determined who actually killed her, and the investigation continues. No further information at this time. See, that's how they left this. No. I can't do that. Like, I'm invested here. Hi, Leslie and Billy. I hope you're doing good. I miss you so much. We used to have our fun chats. I do, Leslie. I miss you guys so much. Some people feel like a nut. Some people feel like a nut. I feel like a granola bar. Well, it's better than feeling like a squirrel turd. So stay on the positive side, JP. Don't let nothing get you down. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Guys, these don't get any better. I'm telling you, these are horrible, but they need spoke of. I really should have sent Klein a message because he could have popped in here with we're going to do I think the twins that he always goes over, but I think it might be too late. He may have to work tomorrow. But if I see him online or if anyone does, Leslie, I miss her. I know, Leslie, I do too. I miss our chats and our cake, and but sometimes, Leslie, you got to grow, and to grow, you have to lose the negative in your life or things that are toxic to you that you feel like you have to leave. So it is what it is, I guess. Okay, so here we are with these, and guys, it's sad. These are all very, very sad. So this is mysterious custody killing. And when I saw it, I was like, what? A mysterious. These are older people, right? Well, hold on. Buckle your bloomers. I think I might still have my little funny. I don't know if I still have the bloomer one. Probably not. I don't think I have any of those funnies anymore because I really don't do them. No, I don't have them anymore. Okay. So, guys, I mean, this is bad. Haiti. Her name is Hattie, but I already know that I'm going to booger these names up, but I'm going to try anyway. Mysterious custody killings. Hattie I'm going to call her, I can't say her last name. Hattie was killed in police custody in 1945. Only recently did her grandchildren discover exactly what had happened to her. Now, in 2024, Hattie's granddaughter, Mary DeBartolomé, I'm going to say that wrong, I don't mean to, was able to obtain documents from the National Archives and Records Administration related to this case. This was thanks to the Civil Rights Cold Case Records Collection Act, signed by President Trump in 2019, which allowed an independent review board to investigate and disclose information about cold cases between 1940 and 1979. Did I miss anyone? I don't think. If I missed anyone, I apologize, guys. According to the federal document, 4 officers arrived at Hattie's home on March 23rd, 1945, claiming to be looking for illegal whiskey. Though Hattie told officers she didn't have whiskey, they searched her home anyway. Then during the search, one of the officers got violent with one of Hattie's nephews. When she had asked them to stop, officers redirected their violence to her. CNN report they hit her, knocking her into a pot of boiling water. Then they detained her in the back of a patrol car. We all remember this case, I'm sure. But she died on her way to jail. One officer testified to seeing her head sag as if her neck had been broken. It wasn't until 2024 when Hattie's grandchildren discovered these grisly details. Oh my goodness. That is terrible. Oh my goodness. No. Awful, awful. So sad. Wait a minute. I gotta come back over here. Did I see JP putting in her hand? Oh no. JP's got tequila. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh, and look. Leslie's got the Patreon green label. Patron. Sorry, I said it wrong. I'm not a drinker. I said patriotism. You got stuck in my head. I'm calling their Patron patriot. Oh, let me just move on. Oh, that's just embarrassing. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Sorry, guys. JP threw me off with that one. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Okay, so we went through this one, but that's not the one that showed up for me. I hope I still have him on here. I may not. Hold on a second, guys, because some of them were so bad I couldn't do all of them just because of the nature. But I really thought that I had his picture. I'm going to go ahead and save it real quick. And then I'm going to still do it because, I mean, he needs spoke up too. I can't believe that I didn't have that on here. Okay, here it is. Give me a minute, guys. I'm working on it. And my computer is as slow as I am, so. All right, here we go. This is a torture case gone cold. Guys, trigger warning. It's not going to be good from here. 3 people were lured into a house in Jonesboro, Georgia, where they were forced to enter at gunpoint, tortured, and killed. According to police on January 13th, 2013, Union City's police officers patrolling Interstate I-85 in Georgia discovered the dead bodies, which were stashed inside of an abandoned 2010 Dodge Charger sitting on an exit ramp. Officials have identified the victims as Quinodaz King and Rodney Cottrell, who were both found in the backseat of the vehicle, as well as Cheryl Colquitt Thompson, whose body was stuffed in the trunk. According to USA Today, records show that Thompson was found strangled and the 2 others died from asphyxiation. This case went cold for 11 years until the Georgia's Clayton County Sheriff's Office made a breakthrough in 2024, identifying the 4 suspects, one being an assistant school principal. Wow, what the heck? They were arrested by the elite fugitive unit and found them and tracked them down across 3 states. The men were charged with malice murder. Oh my goodness. What in the world? That is awful. So the killing of Joanne Vicky Smith. Now he looks like he's in, so this guy here is the suspect apparently. And let me tell you what he did. In 1976, the woman found in the ditch alongside a rural road in Grundy County with her face covered with a sweater and trash bag and a gunshot wound to the head. Officials believe at the time she may have been killed in another location. Before her remains were discarded on Thanksgiving Day after officials failed to identify her, She was buried in an unmarked grave while her family spent the holiday wondering where she was. Mm. Oh my goodness, how sad. So the case went cold until 2017 when DNA testing had become way advanced. So investigators were able to determine at least one side of her family moved to Cincinnati. The Grundy County Coroner's Office then collaborated with the DNA Doe Project to essentially build a family, three back to Jane Doe, a process that took years per WLWT. In 2024, investigators announced the remains belonged to Joanne Vicky Smith, a black lady from Ohio, between 15 and 27 years old. However, it remains unclear who killed her. No. See, and it's cases like this. Have you guys heard of this case before? I mean, if you have, please tell me. But from what I've seen, I haven't seen this before. I hadn't heard of this before. That's sad. We should have heard about this. I mean, what do you guys think? Talk to me in chat. Oh, Leslie and Billy's got her eye. She's like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to look. It's not aliens, Leslie. It's okay. Who? Oh Lord, yes. JP definitely has the tequila. Lord, who needs JP? Please, keep your drawers on. Keep your drawers on. Tony's going to be home soon, I'm sure. Lord. Yeah, I hadn't either, Far, and I get that a lot of people will come in other chats and they see people laughing or giggling, and I can see that they think that is disrespectful. But a lot of us cope by just trying to joke with one another to take some of the pain away. These are sad stories. Nobody wants to sit and listen to something so horrific and then have a creator say you're not allowed to show how you handle heartache or what happened. You can't do that. So this is a mother tried in son's cold case death. Ugh. Yeah, I am a kid, so I'm going to get passionate about this one. Might get loud. Watch out. You'll have to reel me in. Authorities said that a 6-year-old boy was removed from school in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1998 and relocated to Georgia with his mom, per 11 Alive's report. However, in February of the following year, police found his remains near a cemetery in DeKalb County. They estimated that he was there about 6 months. The remains were hard to identify, but by 2019, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children were able to make a rendering of the boy's face. God love them. They do so good. He was identified as William Deshaun Hamilton. Beautiful baby boy. Look at him. That's his little picture there. Oh, he's adorable. Now, the report says that Angeline Hartman, the true crime writer and podcaster following this case, received a tip from a woman who recognized Hamilton's face and claimed to be a neighbor. They recalled about his mother, Teresa Black, had left North Carolina briefly, but returned without him. Now, police say when they tracked her down in 2022, Black claimed that she left her son with a woman at the Atlanta Day Shelter for Women and Children because she could no longer care for him. Huh. However, investigators said that she became emotional and explained that the two of them laid down to sleep in a wooded area next to a cemetery. But when she woke up, she realized he was dead and left him there. Block was charged with murder, cruelty to children, and concealing the death of another. However, she was acquitted of all charges except concealing the death of another. My God. Do you see why I get so worked up? Think about that. Think about that. Really. She did this, and they're just like, oh, well, you know what? Let her out of there. She didn't know any better. Bullshit. I call bullshit. You are a mother. Take care of your child. No excuse for child abuse. None. There's none whatsoever. She can take that to somebody else. I'm not buying. I'm calling bullshit all day long with that one. I'm not doing it. Right, Leslie. Right. Exactly. Okay, so let's go over. Oh, I think did I go through hers? Nope, she's next. Okay, missing wife found dead in storage unit. This is crazy. So Shakira Yvonne Rucker, 37, was reported missing on November 11th. Winter Springs, Florida police said she was last seen at a restaurant at Hill 51 in the Polk County area. That's some Grady Judd area right there. So family members said the mother of the four told them that she was headed home after picking up some food. The FBI and several law enforcement agencies embarked on that 18-hour search to locate her, looking in nearby wooded areas excuse me, and anywhere they could. As Rucker's disappearance reached the 6-day mark, police received a tip Saturday evening that there was a rotting odor coming from a self storage unit that was located in, I'm going to say this wrong, Apopka, 20 miles from Rucker's home in Winter Springs. I know I probably got that wrong. I'm just a dumb redneck. I'm not good with all this stuff. Upon investigating the smell, police did find Rucker's remains and identified her husband, Corey Hill, as the owner of the storage unit. Oh, my Lord. So prosecutors claim that Hill brutally murdered his wife after she confronted him about being in a relationship with another woman. They say he left Rucker's remains in that storage unit and marched on over to the other woman's house and tried to kill her too. Hill was slammed to first-degree murder. Wow. Well, that was short and not sweet, right? Hi, Avery. Happy to see you. Yeah, this is crazy. Like all of these cases, I do understand that these are like 1980s. We're going far back, but my goodness. I do not know if that's Obama's daughter. I'm probably going to say not, but I would really prefer you not come in here and do that. But I'm going to allow you to stay in here because if that's an honest question, no, this is not Obama's daughter. If you're coming in here to start trouble, I ask that you leave because I'm trying to honor the deceased. Now, if you want to troll me whenever I'm having a good laughing live, by all means, and you're welcome to stay. But we're not going to bring politics in this. Thank you. Not to be rude. You're more than welcome to stay here. I'm just saying, please don't bring politics in here. We got enough problems, and politics is not one of them tonight. Okay, so next we have the mystery of Romana Brown. Oh, God love her. She's so little. Oh, she's teeny tiny. I don't know how many you can handle this one, but if anyone can't, and I understand if you have to step away, by all means do. It's very heartbreaking. This is the mystery of Romana Brown. On March 5th, 1984, Ramona Brown, 3, and her family woke up the night before Mardi Gras, the flames devouring their home. The New Orleans Police Department said the night of the fire, Ramona's parents, Johnny Mae and Aubrey, survived, along with 7 or 8 of their siblings. Now, unfortunately, 4-year-old Aubrey Jr. and 2-year-old Kevin were found dead among the rubble. This is the police saying this. However, the firefighters said they don't recall finding any remains of Ramona, assuming she also died in the flames. Now, hold on. That right there is conflicting. This is where the miscommunication comes in because this baby matters and she still matters today. So they need to get their stuff straight. Was she in there or was she not? That's so important. How can you just skip that, right? There you are, Klein. Great. We are going to go through the Milberg twins. And I didn't know if maybe you wanted to pop in whenever I go over it, this last case, and kind of give us some more information because I came across this thing and that's what I'm so happy you came in here. I was just talking about you. Somebody went and got you, didn't they? Avery, did you go get Klein? I don't care. I just didn't have time to message him. So if not, and you just popped in here, Klein, you're like scaring me with being able to read my mind. But yeah, if someone went and got him, thank you so much. Klein, if you just popped in here, you popped in the perfect time. I'm going to get you a link. No. Okay, actually, let me go ahead while I'm doing this. Let's just get Klein up here. Let's just do this. I haven't had him up here in forever. If he will, if he doesn't want to, Klein, if you don't want to, just let me know. It's late. I don't want to try to pressure you. But if you want to, all right, he's like, all right. That's what I just love about him. Anytime I'll be like, hey, you want to talk about a case? He's like, yep, let's do it. And I'm like, okay. All right. I'm going to send that messenger because we do have a lot of little players that like to troll, and we're not going to troll on these babies. We're not going to do that. All right. I'm bringing it on. I'm going to send it to you, Facebook. Guys, bear with me just for a moment so I can go over here and start trouble with Klein on Facebook. All right. Good deal. I'm so happy that you came in because you know so much about these, and that's very, very important. Very important. Now, Klein, why can I not find you? I know. Where are you? Where are you? All right, let's see. There you are. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I'm everywhere and nowhere here. Oh, it's not showing your. It's not gonna let me send it. Okay, I might have to try again. I don't know if anybody else's internet has been acting just crazy. Mine is just losing it. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, doggone it. Hmm. I'll do it again. I'll keep trying. Well, oh my goodness. All right. Well, okay, guys. I'm going to share this link in chat. This is for Klein to come up. Let me go ahead and just share that right here. Oh, did it? Did it have an outage? I have Spectrum, but lately I've really had some problems. But there's the link there, Klein, if you want to come up. But I'm just reading off of what did I say that it was called at the top? I found this neat. I love this website. It's called The Root: Black News, Opinions, Politics, and Culture. Which, of course, I stay out of the politics part of it. But you very well probably have more information about a lot of these cases than I do. So as soon as he hits that, nope, all you should be able have to do is click that, and it should take you right there. And while you're doing that, I'll grab your channel and I can share that, guys. If you are not familiar with Klein's channel, please check it out. Let me get it real quick. All right, there it is. Oh, maybe if it's gonna let me. There we go. I'm telling you, this internet is so weird tonight. It won't let you up. Okay, let me try it again. Copy it. Klein needs a link. I'm trying, Chris. I'm trying to get him the link. It's just not going through. Try that one, Klein. The second one, StreamYard. That one. I don't know because this is in portrait mode. Like, I don't know. Can you add a guest on that like that? I bet you. I don't know if you can. Oh, I gotcha. I don't know if can you add another person on in portrait mode? I bet you can't. Aw. Well, doggone it. I really wanted him up here for the twins. I'll try this one more time, guys. Well, I did not. I've never tried that when it's in portrait mode. Huh. Well, it's just not going to let me, is it? Oh, well, that kind of sucks. I don't think it'll let you invite anyone in. It doesn't show up as a link. Let me try on my phone then. I'm sorry, guys. I really, I don't mean to put you guys through all this, but I really would like for Klein to. No, he's like, it's okay. I know, but I totally wanted you to be able to come back up here. Oh, I bet you can't do, I guess you can't do guests on the. All right. So, Klein, you can correct me, I guess, in chat. I'm so sorry. I would have loved to have you up here. All right, then I'll go ahead and finish. And if I'm incorrect, Klein, correct them because I'm just reading off of this. So on March 5th, 1984, Ramona Brown III and her family woke up in the night before Mardi Gras to flames devouring their home. The New Orleans Police Department said the night of the fire, Ramona's parents, Johnny Mae and Aubrey, survived along with 7 of her 8 siblings. Unfortunately, 4-year-old Aubrey Jr. and 2-year-old Kevin were found dead amongst the rubble. However, firefighters said they don't recall finding the remains of Ramona, assuming she also died in the flames. However, the detective Lamar Lewis told the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children they didn't even think she was in the house to begin with. Ramona's other sister, Tiffany, tells NCMEC that she remembered Simona trying to explain to her parents decades ago that a biracial couple stopped by in a gold colored Cadillac with wings on the back and picked up their little sister. She recalled this white woman having long hair and a black man having short hair, both of them appearing old and thin. Now, the police and NCMEC embarked on a search to find if Ramona was still alive. Like, her latest development in releasing images is why she may now look 40 years old. And the saddest part about it is that's like all they gave me. That if I can click, I can click over on NCMEC and I'll show you like the screen where I have to take this. Oh, take it down real quick and I can show you. But yeah, it's it's unreal because let me show you what they have on NCMEC. well, Nick but some people call it Nick I call it Nick All right, so this is what I'm looking at. If you guys, hope you can't see yet. This is what I'm looking at. So you look here, and it says after the fire, and look how beautiful. And she was this little, and they don't even know if she was in that home. The firefighters say they did not see her in there, that they just don't believe, where the detectives say she was. Oh, and this is it. I'll go ahead and play this. I didn't know I could do this, guys, or I would have done this in the beginning. Okay, I will pause myself and go ahead and play this. I did not know this would do it.
Fire swept quickly through Aubrey and Johnny Mae Brown's home where the family of 12 slept.
Can this brand new image created by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children finally solve a 40-year-old mystery? Ramona Brown was just 3 years old when a fire tore through her family home in New Orleans, March 6, 1984.
Why don't we listen to the LSU band, one of its rare performances in a Mardi Gras parade. Take it away, fellas.
It was the eve of Mardi Gras, 1984. New Orleans was getting ready for thousands of people to come join the celebration here in the French Quarter. Across the river, the Brown family was getting ready too.
We're getting ready for Mardi Gras. You know, Mom setting out everything. We was excited. You know, she had our clothes out and everything.
Pam is one of 10 children in the Brown family. She says all the kids went to bed early that night. Then suddenly,
and next thing you know, she hollered, "Fire, fire." So we all jumped up.
There was a chain on the door. That chain was stuck for some reason. Could not get that chain open.
But when she got it open, we all ran out, ran to the front. It looked like Christmas in the Oaks. All the lights, fire truck, the ambulance, it was police calls.
the fire was massive. The parents and 7 of the children got out safely, but 2 boys did not. 4-year-old Aubrey Jr. and 2-year-old Kevin died in the blaze, and no one knows what happened to little Ramona.
They found the 2 boys in the corner hugging each other. They never found the little girl nowhere in the house.
With no trace of Ramona inside the house, did she somehow make it out safely? Fire experts say it's possible.
The heat has to be at so many degrees for a longer period of time.
With that information, investigators are not giving up. And now, with this new image of what Ramona may look like today at age 43, there's new hope.
I don't think she walked away. Oh no, she was led away or taken away. I believe she's out there.
Yeah, I feel they have someone out there that don't know who she is, but if they see our story and then, put two and two together.
We like to watch the Lifetime movies, the based on a true story ones. We watch the ones with the missing children and how they're all reunited, and it's just like a chilling feeling because that could be us one day.
We miss you and we love you and we want you to come home.
If you know anything about Ramona Brown's disappearance, please call the National Center at 1-800-843-5678.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's heartbreaking. I just don't understand how they couldn't tell. I understand that she was little, but I still think that the fire department having conflicting stories to what the detective says is a little red flaggy, I guess I want to put it. I don't know how I want to say it. It's like, how is that even possible? Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot more to this than they're saying. I just really do. I honestly do think that there is more. Okay, so next we're going to go to the accidental death. And I don't know how about accidental, but I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. I apologize. This one. I don't know how accidental, but we're going to read about this and see. So, accidental death of I don't know if it's Tamla or Tamla. I'm going to say Tamla. Tamla Horsford. Now, Tamla was found dead in a friend's backyard 3 years ago. She had been invited to a slumber party where she had been drinking. Now, Horsford had went out on the balcony for a cigarette when she allegedly fell over the balcony to her death. However, the position of her body at the crime scene as well as the independent autopsy had found Horsford sustained injuries before she had fallen. Now, it's unclear if she had fallen at all. However, no one has ever been charged in the connection of her death. So let's go to where it says 11 Alive News. I'm not sure that I'm supposed to play this, but I'm going to anyway. Oh, I don't think it's going to make me read it, I believe, which is fine. I have no problem reading it. Okay, so it says, editors note this story has interactive elements. Users can, however, over images, listen to witnesses' interviews, and scroll through the documents to learn more about Tamla Horsford's death investigation. Some material can be considered graphic. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Uh-oh. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and play this then. Oh, boy. Guys, if this gets wild and I end it, you'll know why, because I have no idea what this is, but we're going to try. Hopefully this will, well, it just gives me this. Piecing things together. Listen to the full call. Okay. Let me make sure first, before I play this, that you guys can see. And it tries to put me on a paywall, of course. Okay, can you guys see that? You can't see that. All right, good deal. I'm glad that let me stop this real quick. All right, and then we're coming back over and I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. You're like, okay, lady, just come on with it. I get it. I'm trying. These are so sad. Like, you hear several, but it doesn't really become real until you start seeing stuff like this and you're like, wait a minute, this is real. So before anyone's like, oh, no, it is. This is completely exactly what's going on here. And this is where I'm reading from. So I want you guys to be able to see. I know it's going to be small to you guys, but it's important that you see what I see when I'm reading this. Because I think this is like a little interactive thing. But we're going to make it bigger. It says 911. Listen to the full call. Okay. Tamla's toxicology report. Tamla's blood alcohol level was nearly 3 times the legal limit. She had traces of marijuana and anxiety medication in her system. Now, her family insists that Tamla did not take any medication and had no access to Xanax the day of the party. And it's going to show you the autopsy report and all that. But I know there was something on here that was actually like going to play. Maybe it's on down. Maybe it was this one. Ooh, I hate doing this because I know if there's anything more, I'm just going to read this because I'm afraid it's going to be too much. I haven't been able to grieve for her because I've been trying to fight for her justice for 3 years, Graves says. Now, she wants to know why no one tried to roll Horsford over to render CPR after discovering her outside. Not even the police who called off EMS, according to the documents provided as part of this investigation. There was no effort whatsoever done to try to save this woman's life. Check through the presentation below for multimedia elements, which I did that, but if it gets too morbid, guys, like I said, I'll have to end it. But it says the pieces don't fit. Inside the investigation, interviews with witnesses, there were 49 of them, 180 documents and reports, 5+ hours of police body camera footage, and 140 plus images from the scene. A look of the crime scene. Of course, I'm not going to go into like each and every one. We don't need to see that out of respect for her. I'm not going to do that. A look at the crime scene, like through their home, that's a little different. I can do that. A look at the crime scene. Here's the balcony. Like this balcony's big. Look at that balcony. I mean, even drinking, that's quite a rail there. I don't know. It would take a little more to throw you off there. Dr. Andrew Koopminer's medical examination. Tamala's husband's attorney. Here we go.
Each time.
Get this bigger. If I can get this, there we go. Awesome. Unless I'm going to make it smaller and I mean to. Okay, perfect. Let's play this.
Time I got more information, I became more involved because of the absence of critical information. And they're hoping to wear me out. And like I said, I may not be breathing long, but as long as I'm breathing, I'm going to work on this. Because that family is just as sad today as it was, the day of the tragedy. And so they deserve it.
So how do you think Tamala died?
I know she didn't die the way that the conclusion has been reached. I just don't know why she was moved and placed there. And I don't know who did it, but I have a good idea from statements and inconsistencies. And when you have law enforcement or people related to law enforcement that take the fifth, or that, don't produce records, or that the records have all been deleted, or that texts have all been erased, think of the other side. I've tried over 315 jury trials. I lost count. So I've tried a lot of cases. And many, let's say 200 have been criminal cases. And I have to always torture myself by indicating that, when you're selecting a jury, you believe where there's smoke, there's fire. Everybody, yes, yeah, of course. What else? So, well, in criminal case, you got to explain that, okay? Just because somebody's been charged, you believe they're guilty? Sure. I mean, why wouldn't they? You think the police are lying? Maybe they're mistaken, but it's like a reporting. And so then you have to go and you have to branch out. And did you ever get a traffic ticket? Did you challenge it? No. Yes. Oh, there you go. Finally. Why? Because I was not guilty. So then you have to demean yourself, appreciate the seriousness of it, to get somebody to finally agree that not everybody that's charged is guilty, but really nobody believes it. You have an awesome task ahead of you to convince the people to go against their common, ordinary sense that the prosecution always tells them to rely upon, and that I used to say when I was a prosecutor representing the people. All right, so now we have this case, and so all I have is we have the things that don't make sense. If you read the GBI inquiry, which stops abruptly, for instance, in the SIM card event, the destruction, they go, well, what did you do about that? That is a crime. There's no statute of limitations issue. You have to, somebody just told you, if you're investigating somebody's house for domestic violence and you see that it's got 200 kilos of fentanyl, you don't just walk out. You raised your hand and you swore you're going to uphold the law. You're not going to dishonor your badge. You're going to say, oh my God, this is the first allegation. It seems to have some validity because we've heard it from multiple people that the sheriff's office didn't want those things out and that they destroyed the evidence. And already, if it was a singular claim, you may be dismissive of it. If it's corroborated by people of questionable veracity, okay. But if now you have Barrera talking to Kalen, going to the gym with a case agent that he never told anybody about until the girlfriend said it. Oh, they were going to the gym. They were great friends at the gym. They talked all the time, and he denies it at some point in time, saying, no, we saw each other. And, like, if you work together, what are the chances two guys aren't going to sit down and talk about stuff, all kinds of stuff? They're going to talk about the Falcons getting beat by the Bucks, and they're going to talk about, ladies, if you are this guy who's the most prolific, whatever you want to claim, or me that I'm going to keep to myself. And which I still don't understand because I've seen this picture. But anyway, the idea being, like in the calls from the scene and the Snapchats and the texts and all this kind of stuff. And then like allegations that Christian made at the very end said, I saw, an indentation on the ground where she fell. That's nowhere anywhere. Nobody's ever mentioned that. And then how he believes that it didn't happen that way, how her body was moved late, how he feels that he was being framed. I mean, when you talk to GBI and you lie to them, you commit an offense. Hello. So that has tremendous validity, particularly if it flies into the conflict of all this other stuff. So if you have the worst investigation possible, and you might be the guy that killed the woman. So, I mean, this is a very conservative town, very conservative. And I'm sure it's full of really good people. But statistically speaking, I don't think it's a fair shake kind of place. And I think that attitude, went on to the sheriff's office. But that's what I'm talking about. You think about this: 7 black girls and 1 blonde. And the blonde wakes up dead after there were 3 black men also in the house. Would we be in the same location, or would be 9 people in jail opening night? I'm serious. That's what happens everywhere. That's why we are where we are at this juncture, because nobody wants to talk about the fact that there's still all this underlying.
So do you think, I'm going to ask this question, then you might see me move, but just go ahead and respond. Do you think that this was poor execution in the initial investigation, or an intentional cover-up from the beginning?
I think it was both, and it's hard to win them all, so to speak. We don't know what was at play, and these people didn't care to pursue it. Just like right now, I don't understand how GBI doesn't have just the bottom line. Let's not get distracted from the fact that.
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I think he was just doing word salad. I think that he that sounds like you questioning him. Yes, like I don't know. I just can't. I feel like he's more word salad, and I like people that are real bluntly honest and just come out with it. Where I figure he was playing word salad here. I'm like, no, I can't do the word salad. So the next one I really wish that Klein could have joined for, because this is one that he has been working on for many, many years. I mean, not just like once in a while. I'm talking, well, I'll show you in a second his page, like how much work he has put in that. And that's why that was so important to me. And Klein, I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was like that. But you live and learn, right? You got to learn one way or the other. But this is very. Oh, Peggy says, I generally prefer night myself. Living with my son and daughter in law and doctor's appointments kind of force me to be awake during the day, but I'm often awake from 5 a.m. until midnight or later. Oh, Peggy, you got to get your rest, though. Oh, yes, Lisa, the Millbrook twins. And then I didn't realize that you can't do clickable links. I had no clue in that, and I've been just doing it left and right. And then Klein couldn't join me. But yes, guys, when I think of these girls, I think of Klein because he's put endless amounts of hours, not just a little bit. I'm telling you, endless. The missing Millbrook twins. Teenage twins Danette and Jeanette Millbrook have been missing since March 18th, 1990. Let me make sure I'm not muted. Okay, I'm not, because that does happen for me sometimes, unfortunately. So, this case was reopened in 2013 when a viral documentary on their disappearance aired, according to WJBF. Now, the cops initially wrote them off as runaways. Imagine that, right? Their family said the twins' last appearance was at a pump and shop store. A younger sister recalled walking with her mother to find them the night they vanished. Now, listen to me, I'm going to mumble mouth tonight. True crime sleuths assumed they were abducted by a serial killer, Joseph Patrick Washington, who lived in their neighborhood. Ooh, yikes. Oh, sorry, my whole screen skipped there. Okay. Sorry, guys. The family said the twins' last appearance was at a pump and shop store. A younger sister recalled walking with her mother to find them the night they vanished. True crime sleuths assumed they were abducted by serial killer Joseph Patrick Washington, who lived in their neighborhood. Their father was also reported to be sexually abusive, and some assumed he may have abducted them himself. For God's sake. The family put up 2 billboards asking the public to help find any information of their loved one, and a $50,000 reward has been offered for any information. Now, believe it or not, that's how they ended that, but we're not going to end it with that. We're going to go back up to when it says to this news station. I know I can't play the documentary, but I do want to see this news station here, and I'm going to let you guys see this too. So, well, actually, if I do that, it's close. It's easier for you guys to see them as I kind of go through here. Because if I show you this whole thing, there's so many other things. I want you to see their faces and try to imagine each person. I know they're gone, but at the same time, guys, their family loves them. In our eyes, they're never gone. Oh, here's actually a little video. Let me see if this will play. I hope this plays. I don't hear sound though, so I'm going to try. Oh, here we go. All right, let me go back up here and make sure you guys can see this. I did not think they would do this. I'm so glad they did. They finally did put something out for these girls. That very well warms my heart. Forever and ever, I would look and I could never find anything on them. It's like you'd go to Klein, and Klein started this. I always will say that because he is, like I said, endless hours, endless hours. Okay, let me see where that started to play. Okay, here we go. Make this big, and hopefully this plays. If you can't hear it, please let me know.
Has more.
Mom was 35 years old when my sister and them went missing. My mom is finna be 69 years old.
A mother and sister without their loved ones for more than 30 years.
Finally, in 2013, they opened my sister and them case back up. And once it got opened back up, a lot more people knew about their story.
5 years ago, the story of 15-year-olds Danette and Jeanette Millbrook going missing on March 18, 1990 from Augusta, Georgia, went national on the Fall Line podcast. Now Audio Chuck, the makers of Crime Junkie, is telling their story again and putting more money towards the reward fund, $39,000. It goes from $11,000 to $50,000.
That means a whole lot, and maybe somebody will open up now. I'm hoping so, because I done seen tremendous stories where they done had rewards, and sometimes they don't even have a reward, and their case be solved after 40-something years.
Audio Chuck's Ashley Flowers tells News Channel 6 the public has 1 year to give tips that lead to the twins.
How can we give back to the community, the true crime community? How can we give back to the families? And how can we be someone that is a support, not just somebody who's taking these stories for our own gain?
The true crime storytellers learned about the twins from the Fall Line podcast, who first took their story national 5 years ago.
Also helping with the billboard, helping with getting the story out, helping with circulating the tip line and the website. So this is something that could change the case.
The twin sister, Shantae Sturgis, says she's hoping the new $50,000 reward brings her sisters home, something she says might cause her to pass out. But she wants the public's help and gives a special message to Richmond County Sheriff Richard Roundtree.
This is coming from me and my family, and it's coming from the heart. I don't know if you ever had a missing loved one out there, but this has been going on for too long.
In Augusta, Renette Dubose, WJBF News Channel 6.
Wow, right? I mean, it's like it's okay, Lisa. I know you're always at work. I'm so sorry. Thank you for stopping by though. I know you're always so busy and I'd sent that to you because I thought Klein would be able to join, but it turned out that it doesn't work in portrait mode. I'm sorry. Klein, I do apologize. I had no idea in this mode it wouldn't do that. But guys, with that being said, I guess that's it for tonight. I do want to make sure to show you Klein's page, and I am going to put that in the link in the description. Let me show you what he does. And he works a full-time job. He does his own thing, but when he does have a free minute, this is what he does. And I know that it's not going to be great big and enough that it really isn't showing because it isn't as big. But guys, I mean, he has several videos. If you want to go over to his page, I can't put the link in here, I guess, apparently, but it will be in my description. Check this out because all of these are the missing Millbrook twins. All of these. Because I specifically got on here so that I could show you how much work this man has put into this. This is dedication. This is a good advocate. And I would trust Klein with if I go missing, I would trust him completely. I would. And that's something I don't say a lot. And I'm not kissing butt because I know that my haters are, nope. I've always talked to Klein and I've always respected the fact that he is so dedicated to these cases. A lot of people aren't. I don't know if JP left. JP, are you still in chat? I hope he's in chat. I think he's probably dipped out. But he made a very amazing song about cold cases. And I wanted to show that, but I wanted his permission first to do that. He put a lot of heart into this. And it does hit home with those advocates like me that we really just want these people to come home. We want these families to have justice. It's what's most important is that these people deserve justice. They deserve to be searched for. They deserve to be found. And some of those that I spoke about earlier, it's probably good that that Lisa wasn't in here because they're very they can make somebody angry very easily. Not that she's an angry person, but when it comes to stuff like that and human rights and stuff, she's the one that you definitely want on your side. But since JP isn't in here, I don't want to play a song without his permission. But guys, if you are not familiar with JP, it's the Forgotten Artist. Please go over there and listen to his Cold Case song. He did absolutely amazing. But before I end this, I want to make sure to show you. Tonight wasn't just about chatting with you guys as much as I love it. It's about these faces that will forever, they're missed. Some of these, this is a baby that absolutely had no chance. Look how beautiful she is. This is why I come on here and I have my lives. I don't come on here to make friends or to get close to people, although that's a plus, that's a blessing. But at the end of the day, what I'm showing you on the screen is what matters. This is who we're looking for. These cases are not light. This is a family that were killed in a church, for God's sake. These cases can't just be, and she got her name back. Thank God she got her name back. I know these are old cases and I get that, but you know what? They mattered then and they matter tonight. And with that being said, whoever is listening to this, you matter. Your past does not define you. It never will. If you let it, it will. But you're the only one. You take control of your peace because that's where your happiness is. And for that, I'm just going to end. I know I went on sound like a preacher, and I'm surprised one of y'all hadn't said hallelujah, okay, in this doodle. But y'all know how I am. I'm just real passionate about it, So I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for coming in here. You guys are loyal to me, and don't think that goes unnoticed. I see it, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I want you to sleep well, feel loved, and until next time, guys, God bless you. Good night. Bye-bye.
In a world that turns too fast, some are lost, left in the past. But we won't let silence win. We'll speak their names again. Voices rising through the dark. Every story leaves a mark. We are the ones who won't forget. The fight for truth is not done yet. We shine the light, we raise the call. For the missing, the broken, we stand tall. For justice, for healing.